Hey family, how is everybody doing? Happy Monday. Well, I am back. I have been busy, y'all, with work. So I'm in my office and I wanted to take a little time before I head off to this class that I teach and drop this video. And this video is about LeAndria Johnson. You all know LeAndria won the best, what is it called? Sunday's Best. And she had a two-part episode on Iyanla Fix My Life on the OWN network. And it was quite interesting. I want to say it was quite interesting. I found the second episode more interesting than the first, to be quite honest. And what made the second episode more interesting to me is when the Campbell girl showed up. I think that was Tina Campbell. Showed up, and Iyanla asked her what I believe to be the poignant question to the Black church. Did you all not see the pain? Did you all not see the struggle, the issue, the problem, the trouble, the pain? Did y'all not see this? And Tina Campbell said, Golly. I mean, I did not expect her to admit it, to be honest. But she said, yeah, we saw it. But we assumed that giving her this platform and giving her all this exposure would somehow make it better. And I don't understand that mentality. Because what that means to me in that statement is that fame and riches, gold, and all this shiny stuff somehow means that you gotta be doing okay. Forget your soul, forget the hurt in your heart, forget the struggle that I see you in, and the brokenness that I see that you are experiencing. Let's address that first before we put you on a platform. And it seemed like nobody was real interested in healing the broken places and helping this young lady heal those places before we expose you to the world. And somehow expect that exposure is going to help you get better. No. See, giving a broken person more money does not fix the brokenness. It just allows you to be able to be more broken on a higher scale. And I'm not laughing at LeAndria because I love that girl. I'm telling you, I am a supporter of LeAndria Johnson, and I'm not laughing at her and the struggle that she is going through, not one bit. Okay, but it's just comical to me that we continue to think that we're going to heal people, get people delivered and set free by giving them stuff. I mean, no. It's like her being an alcoholic, right? Giving her more money just means that she got more alcohol that she can go out and buy. So she can be an alcoholic at a higher level. I mean, y'all remember Whitney Houston, right? Whitney said crack is whack. She make too much money to be smoking crack. She only smokes the high-end stuff, that high-preem cocaine. I wouldn't dare be caught smoking no crack. I mean, come on. The church is in the business, supposed to be in the business of building and uplifting, not manipulating the scene so that, hey, girl, we're going to put you in all this glimpse and glam and lights and all is well. And it's not. It's not. All it did was put LeAndria at a higher plateau to fall from. That's all. And all of this talk that's going on about Iyanla and how the Christians ain't supposed to be going to the voodoo priestess. Oh, she didn't say voodoo though. That's not. I don't think that's fair. The woman don't whatever the priestess title is and all this stuff. But nobody in the church could reach LeAndria. No one in the church took the time to slow down to reach LeAndria. Everybody just stood on the sidelines and talked about her and disowned her and took her off of the flyers and disinvited her to events. But nobody pulled that sister in a corner and said, baby, you're going to get yourself together and you're going to get yourself together right now. And as soon as Iyanla steps in the scene and get her to be able to see where she's broken, be able to help her see what she's doing, the self-medication she's doing to deal with the brokenness, and was able to get her to admit that she needed help. And since the airing of the second episode, Iyanla has been on Larry Reid Live and stated that LeAndria herself requested an additional 30 days to stay in rehab to deal with the issues that she's struggling with. Iyanla did that, and it's a good thing. You know, y'all remind me, and when I say y'all, I'm talking about these holier than thou church folk that are always quick to put judgment. Y'all say that I'm judging John Gray, which I'm not. I'm speaking on what John Gray did, period. I'm not judging that man, okay? Good Lord have mercy. But you holier than thou got your picks and chooses on who you can say something about and who you can't. Who you can call to the task and who you can't. Y'all make me itch. Lord. Listen, you all put me in the mind of the eldest son in the prodigal son story. Sitting over here deciding who God can and who God can't use, as though he's not God and he can use whomever he chooses. And just because he's not using Iyanla the way you think, in a pulpit, preaching out of the Bible, don't mean this woman ain't preaching. Don't mean this woman is not using and leading, using the Spirit of God to lead LeAndria to God. I mean, in the whole episode, all Iyanla kept giving LeAndria was the word of God. That's it. And as Iyanla herself said, forget the fact that I'm an ordained seminary graduate preacher. Forget that I got all of these other degrees and other certificates necessary to do the work that I do. So I am not only I'm qualified to do the work. And I believe appointed by God to do the work. I believe that God is using people in this season that the church folk can't get a handle on. He's doing a new thing in the earth. And he's done it before. I agree with Larry Reid. I think the church is going through a reformation because we done got way off track. As long as this sister is reaching a place of healing and deliverance, I wouldn't care if it was a drunk that got her to see that she needed some help. Thank God that she's getting the help. Lord have mercy. Touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. But yet we make the decision on who we think the prophet is, on who we feel like the anointed one is. And I'm here to tell you, it's whomever God decides it is. And he can use anybody, an adult, a child, an animal, anybody he chooses to use that's willing to be used by God. Yeah, if you're open and receptive to being used by God, God will use you. And I think what we ought to do is throw our arms around LeAndria and continue to pray for her and uplift her, that she will stay strong in this fight and come out on the other side with a mighty testimony. Now, that's what I think. That's my opinion. And I tell y'all all the time, you don't have to agree with me, but when you come over here to shoot me down, just be respectful. Listen, man, I appreciate you guys so much. I mean, I tell y'all this every time I do a video, and I continue to say it because I don't ever want you guys to ever think that I've gotten to a place where I'm no longer appreciative of the time you guys take to come over to the channel and listen to what I have to say. I'm very appreciative. I thank you so much for subscribing. Thanks for all of the new subscribers. Thanks for all of my continued solid subscribers that have been with me for a little while. Thank you so much. Listen, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. All right, hit that like button for me. Hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber, and share the video. Share the video. I appreciate it so much. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's all I had. Just a quick video, man. Oh, one more thing about the second episode. There's been a whole lot of talk about that booking agent. And I know that he felt like he was ambushed and caught off guard and all that stuff. And maybe he was. I'm not going to say he wasn't. I wasn't in his situation, so I don't know how he received what was happening to him and around him. But I will say this. Yes, all you do is book the shows for LeAndria. Sure you do. That's all you do. You are, I guess, an employee, I guess. But I do understand Iyanla's position and point of view that if you are responsible for booking an event for her, then to make sure that your name stays good, you ought to be booking for a client that is professional. If you are due to be somewhere at a particular time, be there. Because if your client doesn't show up like they're supposed to, can't put on the show like these people are paid for, I just don't need you to book another show for me. I don't need you booking talent that ain't going to show up. I don't need you booking talent that ain't going to show up on time, because when your talent doesn't show up at all or doesn't show up on time, it costs me money. Come on here now. As an attorney, I don't get to tell the judge that I'm coming an hour late, especially if I don't have a legitimate bona fide reason for why I'm late. Now, if something going on, my baby's sick or something like that, hey, life happens to us all, and that's very understandable. But just to say I'm going to be an hour late just because? No. And it doesn't work in any other profession. You can't go to your job talking about you coming in an hour late because you want to. Come on, man. That's not professional. And I believe that's ultimately the point that Iyanla was trying to make to the young man. Hold her accountable if you're going to be working for her. Yeah, you may be an employee in the respect that she's paying you to book her gigs, but at the same time, your name and your reputation is on the line as well as being a booking agent that gets his talent to the stage. However, you have a talent saying, I don't even want to come to the stage. And that may be why she's not showing up on time. She's hoping that they'll fire her. You know what I mean? Self-sabotaging this situation, because I really don't want to do it anyway. And I do believe that if you have a talent that is telling you what they do and what they don't want to do, you should slow down and listen. But I don't really believe that LeAndria does not want to sing gospel music. Now, she may seriously want to. But I think that because of the hurt and the pain that she is experiencing right now, she just can't see straight. I've been there, guys. I know what that's like. I know what that's like. When I lost my brother, my heart cracked into pieces. And I was the walking dead. I was the walking dead. Did not want to preach. Did not preach. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. It took so much out of me. It really did. That loss, oh. Anywho, don't want to get on that because don't want to go there with that. But I understand how she feels, and in understanding how she feels, I also understand that that's just a season in your life. You know, trouble just don't last always. Pain doesn't last always if you continue to fight to come up out of it. Now, if you sit in it and settle in it, then it'll stay there as long as you let it. But if you put forth an effort to want to come out and then take the steps to try to come up out of that depression, because that's all it is depression, then you will learn to live again. And when you learn to live again, the Spirit of God in you will come alive again. And all those things that were initially in you is still there. And you'll be more than willing to give God the praise through the gifts that He has blessed you with. So I'm going to ask you guys to just continue to pray for LeAndria. And let's lift her up. All right. Hey, listen, thanks again, guys. I appreciate you so much. And as always, we will see you next time. God bless your family.